All right, by the time the Lions got popped big versus Toronto Raptors, 120 something and 90 something. We back, Motor City Sports Talk, covering Detroit Pistons, and it's getting harder and harder to cover them. Illegitimately, Stan Van Gundy found a way to do a worse job than what Joe Dumars was doing, and maybe the Pistons should let Joe Dumars work because Stan Van Gundy don't have a clue, how to build a team. He's made several bad roster decisions, man. We went over them. I'm not going to harp on him. I'm not going to continue to beat him in. He's made several bad decisions, man. The Reggie Jackson trade, I mean, that should have been the icing on the cake, in my opinion. That was a terrible trade. His mentality was not to come here and make the Pistons a better team. His mentality was to match Russell Westbrook and show the Thunder they made a mistake by letting him go. I never liked him in Oklahoma City. I wasn't a fan of Reggie Jackson. I think he came from BC, Boston College, or wherever he came from. I wasn't a fan of that. I think Joe Dumars drafted Andre Drummond, Greg Monroe. I don't know if it was Stan Van Gundy. I think he ended up trading Spencer Dinwiddie. And he drafted Spencer Dinwiddie. He ended up trading Chris Middle to Spencer Dinwiddie, which would have been a magnificent backcourt for the Detroit Pistons, in my opinion. Way better than what they got. And, bad draft picks. We killed Joe Dumars for not being able to draft well. Neither has Stan Van Gundy. And it's time for them to go, man. I hate to be the one to put Stan out there, but it ain't working. Maybe he just lost touch with today's era in the basketball. He can't connect. And if I'm whoever comes in with the Pistons, man, I have to tear it down to build it up. I'm going to keep saying that. You have to tear it down to build it up. You have to be a bad team. And it's been a good year to been a terrible team, this year. Because you have a great draft class coming out. You have, Michael Porter Jr., you have Marvin Bagley, you have Trae Young, you have, several. The top 10 in the lottery is excellent. If Pistons could have cracked the top 10 in the lottery this year, I mean, they probably would have got maybe a superstar or all-star potentially. Colin Sexton is a good one. Wendell Carter is a kid a few kids in Kentucky. DeAndre Anton, the Mamba guy from Texas. This draft is, very, very deep, and next year will be as deep. And you can't look at, we need to win now. You haven't been able to draft and identify diamonds in the rough if you're the Pistons front office. They should have tore it down a long time ago, and what gave them false hope was that series versus the Cleveland Cavaliers and that competitive sweep, quote-unquote sweep. I don't think Stan Van Gundy is in touch with today's NBA anymore. His personnel decisions, he had control of personnel decisions, and it's been terrible. I could have did a better job, and I'm not saying that jokingly. I mean legitimately. I can identify talent better than anybody on the Detroit Pistons can. Dating back to Joe Dumars. Joe Dumars been a shitty drafter, you know what I'm saying? And I don't understand how hard it is to draft, How hard is it? If this guy can play, he can play. If he can't, he can't. If I got a guy like Giannis Antetokounmpo walking around, they can dribble the ball, make a layup, he fast, he quick. You got to be able to see that potential in him, man. You got to be able to see that potential in these guys. Donovan Mitchell, I can look at him and Luke Kennard in 5 minutes and tell you who's the better player. Same for Luke Kennard and Kyle Kuzma, And Stan Van Gundy is just a guy that just can't identify talent. It's like Joe Dumars 1.5. They need to get somebody from the Spurs organization. I know this sounds very, very redundant, and I apologize. Somebody from the Spurs organization that's young, that's bright, that's gonna come in here and be innovative. That's gonna get us a structure of how we gonna draft players, how we gonna build this team, how to make Detroit a hot destination spot for guys that want to come here, guys that want to stay here. Detroit Pistons were the first team to have a charter plane for their teams. They was a first-class organization under Mr. Davis, and they need to get back to being a first-class organization. They need to be creative and find ways to attract talent here once they get some young talent like Philadelphia did through the draft. They need to do something that other teams ain't doing. I don't know what it is. I don't get paid to think for the Pistons. But they need to do something out the ordinary that make guys want to come here. They need to make, gold-plated floors or something. You got, showers with I don't know what, gold showers, something that players like to do, something that's out the ordinary. Something that make people that want to go to Detroit and say, that's a first-class organization. They deal right, their operations right, they treat me right. Just like when you go to work every day. You feel me? You go to work and your job just so happen to treat you right. They're helping to do good. They always on time with your paycheck. They nice. You got a job that you eat. That's easy for you or challenge you like a challenge. It's right for you. It makes you feel a part of a team. They take care of you. They give you bonuses. They give you, turkeys on Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever. It make you seem, feel like you're a part of the team in a legal manner. And that's what the Detroit Pistons need to do. They need to make it. They need to find somebody that knows that what make players click, what makes them happy, what makes them want to join the organization more than just money. They need to make a family build. They need to get somebody that's young, that's innovative. They could be our Jack McCloskey of 2018. They need to find that type of guy that's innovative. A diamond in the rough, somewhere, that can identify talent, that got a plan, that can get guys here, and that could be the new Pat Riley. That could be that new type of guy. But, I don't think Tom Gores is capable of doing that. He's not a sports guy. He don't know shit about shit. As far as basketball, he know how to make money, and pretty much that's all he care about. But he loses money with the Pistons right now. And it's time. It's time for them to go get an innovative young mind. Even if it's before his time, like the Los Angeles Rams did with Sean McVay. You snatch that guy now, you give him every chance in the book. You ride out. You say we're gonna tear this down. We're gonna identify talent in the draft. We're gonna hit on picks in the draft early in the lottery, and we're gonna build this team the right way and track free agents.